why don't you feel the ingredients? There's nothing wet or slimy this time.
It's a jar.
Jar.
I'm cooking with jars. It's another jar. That's flour. That's butter. We're definitely baking. That's an egg.
I have a hint for you, but I'm concerned that it will 100% tell you what you're cooking.
Chocolate chips. And making cookies.
Yes, the hint that I had for you actually
Oh, sorry, I ruined it by
was that this is the only time in Himbo Chef history that you are making something that you have made before.
Oh, I'm making the butter cookies, aren't I? The brown butter cookies. Brown butter chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, take off your blindfold. So would you like to explain for the folks at home the history behind these brown butter chocolate chip cookies?
It's not history, it's mostly just that I cook them for you.
It's the
only thing that I can bake.
It's the very first thing that you ever made for me that you were proud of.
Is it?
Yes, because the very first thing, you remember what the very first thing you made for me was.
Well, we don't talk about that.
Okay, so you have made these for me almost every Valentine's Day, anniversaries. It was a recipe I found, but why did I not really make it much until you got it?
I don't know, actually.
Because it's kind of a pain in the ass.
No, it's not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is such a simple recipe.
There's a lot of resting. You've got to brown the butter, and then you've got to let it solidify, and there's a lot of steps. But
it's fine.
They are the very best chocolate chip cookies a person can make.
They're very good chocolate chip cookies, I agree.
So shout out to Monique at Ambitious Kitchen for one hell of a chocolate chip recipe.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip cookie recipe.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's get started, I guess. So, yeah, I'm just gonna read the recipe. So first, brown your butter. Add butter to a large saucepan over medium heat. The butter will begin to crackle and eventually foam. Make sure you whisk constantly. After a couple minutes, it will turn brown and have a nice golden amber color and give off a nutty aroma, which I don't really like. I'll be honest, I don't know what that means, the nutty aroma bit.
You give off a nutty aroma.
Literally never. I've never figured out what that means.
Well, that's because you don't have a sense of smell.
Yeah, I've just done this and just like, I'll go for a bit and it'll just be like, yeah, it's brown now.
So this is really good for the folks at home to hear, because a lot of people are really intimidated by browning butter. But if this himbo can do it, anybody can do it, right?
Yes. So we need 1 cup of that. I don't know why, that's not where our measuring cups are. I'm gonna maybe get a spoon for this process.
Or you could also just look up 1 cup of butter in grams on your phone.
I think it's more than this. So we're gonna need
It said 2 sticks of butter in grams.
Yes. Okay, fine, I'll look it up.
I believe that one of those big blocks is 2 sticks, but I don't know.
It says 226 grams. And this is 250.
Okay. Get out the skip, or are you just gonna go for extra butter?
Yeah.
Do you remember what I've told you about baking?
You've told me something.
Cooking is an art, and baking is a what?
Science. This is the worst. Don't do this at home.
I have no idea why you're doing it this way, babe.
I don't either. It's fine. It works out. Okay, 225.
So you need 1 more gram of butter, don't you? Or didn't you say 226? Or am I?
Yeah, okay. Jeez. Okay. 226.
Okay.
Now, we're gonna brown the butter.
Okay.
Fancy seeing you here. Sorry.
Okay, calm down.
Alright. Setting down the heat. Where is the tiny whisk? Got the tiny whisks. Just for this situation.
It is in fact a regular whisk, it's just that your muscles are so big.
Yes, that's how it works.
What are you doing?
Having some fun with it. What, am I not allowed? Doing like a... I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just... Oh, you know, I bet if I like... Yeah, then I can spin it like this. Nice.
Have I mentioned lately how strange you are?
I'm very strange.
Fun fact for the folks at home, if you actually cut up your butter first, like a normal human being, it'll melt a lot more evenly because you don't want some of the butter to start browning before the butter is completely melted.
Oh. More facts. I'm learning today.
You could also maybe flip it over so that the side that is coldest starts melting. You can use a spatula. You can even cut it with a spatula. You're really committed to the tiny whisk, aren't you?
Yes, I'm committed to the bit. Don't ever suggest that I wouldn't commit to tiny whisks.
So, flavor-wise, I know that you don't, have a whole ton of taste buds.
Just one. I've just got one. I can only taste one flavor.
What's the flavor?
Protein? I don't know.
Protein is not a flavor. Can you explain to the folks at home how browning the butter changes the flavor of the cookies?
I honestly don't know.
Okay, it adds a nice caramely note. It really goes well with the chocolate. It tastes way better. Do you have any browning butter tips for folks at home?
No, none whatsoever.
Okay, well I do. One, you want to make sure to break up the foam on top so that you can actually get a solid sense of the color of the butter. 2, whisking is actually a good idea because you want to keep the butter solids moving. Browning butter isn't actually doing anything to the fat of the butter itself, but it is toasting and caramelizing the milk solids that exist in butter. And 3, you've really got to keep an eye on it because it will go from golden butter to brown butter to burnt butter in the blink of an eye if you're not careful. Which is why I'm committing to such a long overhead shot because we really want to be able to show exactly when the butter turns brown. The number one question I hear, not that people are constantly talking to me about brown butter, but
people always come up to me. They're going, "Hey, Elizabeth, what's the deal with brown butter?"
Okay, calm down. But when reading about this stuff online, there's obviously a strong amount of concern about how do I know if my butter's brown enough? How do I know if my butter's too brown? So hopefully we can help there. See, it's starting to darken up, but it's more of a dark yellow than it is brown. I also just realized that you're using a metal utensil in a nonstick, which you're not supposed to do.
Yes, that's true. Well, we've always done that.
I've never tiny whisked into this.
We've always used a metal whisk on a pan, because that's, we don't have a
You
plastic.
could use like a spatula for this. That's my point.
Well, no one told me that. Everyone has always been like, hey Adam, you've got to use a whisk. You gotta whisk this.
No one even mentioned the whisk. You got it out yourself. And then stuck it into a stick of butter.
The recipe says to use a whisk.
Okay. You can also just drag like a good silicone spatula across the bottom to make sure that nothing is, or, a shitty plastic spatula.
Yes.
But the important thing is to keep agitating it because the butter solids will sink to the bottom. And so the rest, if you're not keeping the butter moving, you could end up with butter that still looks yellow, but a bunch of black milk solids on the bottom. See, it's starting to turn.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to get some color.
You need to scrape down the sides too, because if you notice, that's another reason you don't want to let it, you really don't want to let it go to foam too furiously, because your milk solids will stick to the sides instead of the bottom. There you go. And as even the foam is taking on sort of a light brown color, and what you can do then is take it off of the heat to let it go the rest of the way.
Nice.
And the carryover heat will take it through.
And you can see it's that nice brown. Well, it's kind of see it's that nice brown color.
Okay, so Adam has poured the brown butter off camera.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to do it very quickly so it doesn't burn. So.
And then you should get a spatula to get all of the rest of those milk solids out.
Yes.
Because that is where the flavor is, not in the liquid part of the butter. In fact, Christina Tosi, the master baker at Milk Bar, I'm gonna say that again.
You said master baker.
I know. I'm gonna. Okay. In fact, Christina Tosi, who created Momofuku Milk Bar, will often put evaporated milk into her butter when she's browning butter in order to just get more toasty milk solids. So that's a little pro tip if you want to be even more of a badass about this.
Extra fancy. Alright. I don't know if you want to get like a nice overhead shot of this bowl also, because it's nice and...
Here. It's oily.
It's a juicy shot. IMO. It's oily. Whatever you want to call this, it's good.
There's no water in brown butter because all of the water has cooked out.
With an electric mixer, mix the brown butter and sugars until well combined about 1 minute.
Okay,
So we've got the sugars ready.
We can do that after the brown butter's cool. That's going to take like 20 minutes.
I can put the sugars in the bowl.
Okay. How confident are you feeling? Hold on, I'll ask you that again. How confident are you feeling about this recipe?
Pretty confident, and only because I've made this many times before.
Yes.
And succeeded, also.
Yes.
It's important to remember that. Despite that, I would have to give myself a 2 out of 10.
So not nearly as confident as you were feeling about the steak, but much more confident than you're feeling about most things.
Yes. Okay, 1.5 cups packed dark brown sugar. Guess I can get the butter out of the way.
What are you going to do with that butter?
I don't know, put it in. Why would you ask me this?
Now you're responsible for that butter.
I feel attacked. Never been responsible for butter before. So much responsibility.
Explain what packing the brown sugar is and why you're doing it.
You're just tamping it down, and I don't know, so I get an accurate measurement, I assume? Because maybe brown sugar is like extra smooshy. Smooshy?
Yes. Brown sugar, because it's so stiff, you can get a lot of air in it. So if a recipe says for a cup of brown sugar, assume it's not packed, but most of the time it will say a packed or lightly packed or heavily packed. And that lets you know how hard to smoosh your sugar.
Nice.
Did I say brown butter earlier? I bet I did.
You probably did. We'll put in some special effects in post.
What?
It'll just be like...
Putting some sparkles over it won't change the words coming out.
No, it'll just be like, you'll be saying brown butter, and then it'll just be like brown sugar in big words on the screen. You know.
Or you'll just hear Shreyas's voice saying, brown butter. Brown sugar.
Yes.
Just don't
no, what we can do is we can edit it. We can have you re-record your voice.
That sounds like way too much work.
Talk over yourself. Okay, that is all of the sugar. And a 1/4 cup granulated sugar. Flourish there. Oh, I messed that one up.
Okay.
That one I got right.
Alright, are we gonna stop filming now?
Yes.
Okay. See you in like 20 minutes.
Alrighty. And that is our cookie dough.
And now what happens next is arguably the most important part of all.
The part where you chill it for a few hours.
You just flung cookie dough everywhere. You have to chill it for at least an hour in order to let the dough hydrate. But this is also when you can form individual cookie dough balls and freeze some dough so that later future you can have exactly 1 or 2 perfectly warm fresh cookies straight out of the oven. So if you do this like once a month or something, if you live alone, fill up your freezer with cookie dough, and future you will think that you were the best, most loving past you that you could be.
Yeah. So is that what we're doing? Are we gonna store it?
We're gonna store half and we're gonna bake half.
Okay. So half of this should go into a separate ball?
Yes, but it's really important that you turn them into balls first.
Okay.
You make the little cookie dough balls because otherwise the dough gets really, really firm.
Yeah, it sticks together.
Adam used to just smush it all in a Tupperware and then have to chisel out chunks.
Yes.
But the one time that I made these for myself, since Adam started making them, I asked him to pop some of them in the oven. And he was like, oh wait, how cool, they're already in little ball chunks. And I was like, yeah, that's what the recipe says to do. And he was like, oh.
Why are you so rude to me?
Okay, how many cookies does this recipe make? How many cookies does this recipe make?
I have no idea.
It's kind of important to know how large.
Okay, let's find out. It says serves 24. It doesn't say how many.
Yeah, that's 24 cookies.
Okay. So we want to take half of this and turn it into balls?
Yes. Well, you're going to want to take all of it and turn it into balls, but we're going to freeze half the balls.
Ah.
And
Okay,
we're going to
so this whole
refrigerate the
thing
other
then.
half of the balls.
Cookie dough.
Where's the... So, common thing to do here is to get like an ice cream scoop that's a certain amount. But another thing you could do is just roll it with a rolling pin and then cut it into 24 equal chunks.
Oh, okay.
Or you could do what you want, do how you feel.
I feel like you said that the rolling pin thing was cool, so. I'm just trying to be cool and good at chef.
Did you say
Chef.
cool and good at chef?
Yes. That's me. Cool and good at chef. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
A while.
And now you just have to transfer your beautiful dough balls onto the sheet. You okay there,
Yes,
bro?
some of them got stuck. It's fine. It's fine.
All those muscles, and you can't take a cookie off of a plate. Production assistant is laughing at Adam from off screen, which Adam does not appreciate. Okay, so we've got them all. What did you preheat the oven to?
Who knows? We don't have the recipe in front of us.
No, I thought you were bringing your...
No, I was never told to or expected that was the thing we needed to do.
Okay.
176,
Okay,
which is about what we had anyway.
cool.
Alrighty, now they go in the oven. Yeah, it doesn't.
There we go. For how long?
For 9 to 11 minutes.
Cool. We'll see you back here in 10.
Ooh, they look like they could go. Well,
No, because you want to take them out when they're a little soft. And then...
okay. I feel like they could go a little bit longer, but we're gonna make a judgment call here.
Careful. You don't want to have to title this cookie fail. No, those look great because you want them looking done on the edges and a little underbaked in the middle because as they cool, they come up to the appropriate
Yeah, but these are
temperature.
like thicker than usual. They're not as flat, I feel like.
No, they're about right.
Alrighty.
Okay, those are off camera. Gotta slide them forward. Okay. Cookies.
Alright, cookies.
Now we're just gotta wait for them to cool.
Yeah. Just stare at them the whole time. That's how it works.
Which version of cookie do you like better? Cookie dough or actually finished cookies?
Well, I am a sucker for cookie dough, but these are really good cookies, and they are better when they are cooked. So. Alright, so I think we have a certain guest who would like to come on camera.
Do you think they've been cooled enough?
I don't know.
Okay, well, why don't we,
Cookies.
yes, we have our production assistant is here to taste
Hi.
test the cookie. Oh, you're supposed to sprinkle them with sea salt.
Oh, sea
yes.
salt, sea salt.
So, no,
Oh, wrong
there's an
one.
open
This
box. Yeah.
Cookies.
Should have done this beforehand, actually. Should have done this before we cooked them,
It is how that works.
so that it would stick. Cookie fail.
So, Skylar, what do you think makes a chocolate chip cookie good? Like, what are you looking for when you taste a chocolate chip cookie?
It needs to be gooey but not undercooked. It needs to have the right amount of what are they called again? Chocolate chips. And sea salt.
Wow.
Sea salt is necessary.
What is the right amount of chocolate chips?
Probably like 6 or 7 per cookie.
That's way too few. This one is like 10 alone.
What? Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
I was thinking
10.
as percentage of the cookie.
Oh. Probably
Like-
like 10%?
10%?
No, I'm kidding. 5%.
5%?
No, you want like 20%. Some cookies have 50% chocolate chip, and I think that's too much.
No, that's way too much.
Are these still too hot?
I think there's still a bit.
What are the best chocolate chip cookies you've ever had?
Okay, this is gonna sound really, really silly, but that one chocolate chip cookie Alexis gave me that she bought for me from the school cafeteria.
Is that just because of who bought it for you, maybe?
No, why are you like this? It did taste really good though.
Do you need milk with your cookie?
Yes, milk. Wait, where's?
Well, first of all, you would need to go to the other room to get milk, because we don't have any in here.
Oh, why don't you go get milk from the mini fridge?
Don't use mugs for glasses. Been over this.
It's very cheerful.
And it's
Get it
also
over
very gay.
Just get it over with. Again, don't pretend I know what ASMR is.
Alright, so we've got the cookie. Alright, stop.
Well, can I get a photo of it?
No, we're
No.
gonna get a photo later. That's the least photogenic cookie.
Fine. Jeez.
Okay.
Normally that's how we do it.
Normally we choose a cute one. Okay. Speaking of cute ones, eat your cookie. Ooh, hear that crunch.
Mmm.
How is it? Okay, Adam, why don't you pick a cookie? Try it. Why don't you describe what makes this chocolate chip cookie special?
It's very moist,
Dunk.
very chocolatey, very rich. No, it's just like the platonic ideal of a chocolate chip cookie.
Cool. What would you rate this flavor-wise?
10 out of 10.
It's supposed to be a letter grade.
Oh. S tier.
Hey,
S
we
tier.
don't go up to S. We're not Japanese.
Okay, and for return on investment,
So you have to like let it sit for a while, which is annoying. But like,
That
Not
took like
super
5
high effort.
minutes. The resting of these cookies.
no, the dough.
No, the dough.
Oh.
So what grade would you give return on investment?
like a B.
Any tips or tricks for the folks at home?
Always use a metal whisk and a metal pan.
No, don't.
Don't use a metal.
Well, don't
whisk
use
on
a metal.
pan.
No, you can use a metal whisk in a metal pan. You cannot use a metal whisk in a non-stick pan.
That.
Always use a metal whisk and a non-stick pan.
Adam, why are you?
That's my advice.
Okay, why don't you tell everybody who you are and why we're here?
I'm Adam.
No,
this
I'm
is Himbo Chef.
I'm Adam.
No, I'm Adam.
No, I'm Adam.
Oh my god. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you want to see in future videos. Follow us on Patreon. We have a Patreon where you can support our videos so that we can keep making awesome videos like this.
And mess with Adam's hair.
Is that
You
what we're
can't
gonna do?
mess with
We're gonna mess with
Adam's
my hair.
on
Can we get
Patreon.
more money? I didn't know that was part
When
of
we
the
hit 1 million
contract.
subscribers, Adam will either grow grow his hair very long or shave it off, depending on what those million subscribers want.
Alright.
Please don't shave
I guess
it.
I'm committed now.
Please don't shave your
I'm
hair.
committed. It's whatever they choose. I don't get to choose
No.
anymore. It's out of our hands.
Okay.
No.
Bye.
Bye. On that note.